Ash coming to you live from Studio 1452. We got the one and only Anthony Strickland for 98 Forward. And we also have the one and only Lindsay Michael joining us, who's back in the studio this week.
Yes, welcome back. Thank you.
We missed you. You guys held it down. Y'all held it down.
Every time y'all come in here, it's like y'all have like a different type of hairstyle going on.
Yeah, we gotta switch it up. You gotta switch it up.
It's called variety. It is.
Variety.
We're still trying to find.
I'm switching mine up too.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like, wait. Why did my mind automatically go braids? Because you don't get the little twists.
Actually, I did have a braid when I was younger.
You had
a ponytail braid. I did. It was a whole thing.
My son had one, and when he wanted it to be cut off, I was really sad about it.
Yeah.
I think that's
You
adorable.
learn something new about us every week.
Every week.
So let's get to it. So how was your week? I know every week seems like it's a big ass week.
When does things stop?
It doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't.
It definitely doesn't stop for you because you got some big things on the horizon.
I do. So, graduation is coming up. So today I'll be picking up my cap and gown, and I graduate on Cinco de Mayo, guys.
I love to see it.
Like what?
Party.
What do I do?
Celebrate.
You'll have a fiesta,
Girl, yes. I will be there.
You're gonna drink.
Yeah. So we'll be live from the graduation festivities. That's gonna be a whole segment.
I love it.
But although graduation is very exciting, I have some even more exciting news.
Oh, Lord.
Monday, I will be dropping intern for my name, and I will be officially starting with Michigan Chronicle. Yay! And so I'm so happy.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. So,
I love to see it.
it's like Jeff could have just told us, and everybody else knows. We have to build up the anticipation because when I called and told Andre, he was quiet for like
I was completely
15 seconds.
I was
like,
shocked.
hello? I said, hello, are you there? He said, my mouth is wide. But I appreciate you, Andre. Thank you so much for pulling me in. Never made me feel like an intern, ever. So, like, even dropping the name is just not even like, I've always felt like I was a part of the family. So I'm very excited for all the things we have to come.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I love it. So Lindsay is a part of the team, y'all. She is definitely officially a part of the team. I love to see it. And the aroma in here like just feels so good. It smells good.
Something's going on. Anthony?
Someone's dropping tea.
Yes.
Y'all are funny. I'm bringing tea packages for everybody next Friday, so everybody can be a part of the vibes. But yeah, tea. And basically with my week, I think I mentioned it a little bit last week. I was a part of this elevated melanated tea party that happened. Amazing
Very
event.
elevated.
Very elevated. But my niece's tea house was a sponsor for the event, and it was amazing. All Black women, or women of all shades, but Black women put the whole event together. They had a full week of events actually at Copper House, so it was amazing. So shout out to them, and yes, what they're smelling is the tea.
Yes, it smells
get
so
you some
good.
coming back this summer. Okay, get you one of those. What was that? You should get you.
Oh, you gotta get
that. Yeah,
chicken salad.
A chicken
Oh
salad.
my gosh! And with Lindsay becoming officially part of the team as multimedia journalist, next week. That doesn't mean we're dropping her from Instagram because you can barely see her right now.
Oh my God! We gotta twist it.
I know you guys can hear.
Can I do that while we're on?
Let's go ahead and do that. So we can all be in frame.
Yes.
So if you're following us on Facebook, you can also watch us on Instagram. If you're watching us on Instagram, you can also watch us on Facebook. So welcome to Friday, y'all. Let's get to the hot topic that we got on tap. Yes. A lot happened this week. We're going to be talking relationships, of course, as we love to do here. And it's funny enough that I mentioned hair because drastic hair changes happen with women. And do they tell or should they not tell their partner that they'll be doing a drastic hair change? We'll talk about that. That was on viral on social media this week. Also, we talked about the Black culture of the church. There's a new reality TV show series called Grown in Gospel on WeTV. We'll show you the preview and we'll dive into that hot topic for sure. But first, let's start with Jonathon Majors. Now, it felt like it was just yesterday we were talking about him,
literally,
being featured in the actually he was one of the presenters at the Oscar Awards. But then he was caught up in some news very recently this past week about a sexual assault, or actually, I'm sorry, an assault with a female, and what surrounds this is very alarming and triggering for some. Apparently, he's gotten into some trouble with the law, and a lot of his success, as far as what comes with it, has been taken away from him because of these allegations.
Yeah.
Now, this story is very complex because we've got text messages that are involved. Lindsay, what have you been following on this story?
Yeah, so when the news broke, like many, I was so surprised, so caught off guard, so disappointed, so just all kinds of emotions. But I'm one of those people, even, I don't support any type of domestic violence or anything, but I'm one of those people, so many things have happened. I like to hear the whole story first before I start to judge someone or cancel someone. Our cancel culture, it just works so fast these days. Like, we don't even give anyone a chance. Like the U.S. Army instantly pulled the commercial that he was in. Amazing commercial. And I can tell, like, that was a big budget. So for them to just say, forget the commercial, throw it away.
But outside of the Me Too movement, we've been told and the narrative has been, women should be believed, and they should.
Yes, absolutely.
But, even from a journalistic perspective, a person who's trying to be objective, I mean, we've seen cases where, men have been acquitted because the mistruths turned out to be, they were false. False allegations.
And that seems to be the case in this situation. His lawyers immediately jumped into action and, started letting us know what happened in the story and how this woman, who turns out to be his girlfriend, is allegedly the actor's girlfriend, has been the actor's girlfriend for quite some time, that she had some type of emotional breakdown. She even was checked into a hospital, not for just her injuries from the alleged assault, but just for her mental state. Then text messages released a couple days ago.
I think we got those text messages.
And the text messages are from the girlfriend, and basically, you guys can see it on the screen, but she basically sums up and says how she's reaching out to her lawyers, reaching out to the courts and letting them know to not she's not supporting any charges. She was not assaulted, she was not strangled. That's not the situation. She tells him that she loves him, and he replies to her goodbye. They have the name blacked out, and reasonably so. Like, when you get to a certain stature, you have to see the people you're around, do they have things to lose just like you? Because if they don't, they are not going to act accordingly. And I don't know exactly what happened. Apparently, we're going to get some footage that's going to prove his innocence. His lawyer says there's footage from the actual taxi cab, as well as footage from around that area that will show that he did not harm her. He went to grab his phone from her. I just don't know.
For me, I'm one to always try to be objective and see both sides of the story. I mean, I've had that training thinking for a very long time, is that even when I was taking up classes for conflict resolution, is that you always try to understand, to be the mediator, try to understand both sides of the story. So I've just taken that. Even in politics, there's two sides, and even with journalism, there's two sides, or sometimes, and then there's the truth that comes down the middle. And so, I mean, Anthony, it says something about where we are in today's culture and society, that a lot can be stripped from you just based on an allegation. And I think we are almost far removed from you are innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah. I mean, that's the nature of social media now, or just everyone kind of being a reporter at this point. Like, it could be anybody. I think when we do media trainings, we often tell people, like, it's not just big TV stations, it's not just the local publications. It's whoever has a phone, whoever has a camera, whoever has any. So a lot of stories can become skewed. A lot of, assumptions can be made. And that's just, unfortunately, the nature of this world that we live in right now. And it's unfortunate for someone that has been working so hard at their career. Regardless, I don't know until we see the video, I'm not going to say anything. But it just makes it difficult. Like, you do really work hard at what you do, and to have, in theory, it potentially being stripped from you, because at least at this point, a lot of the damage is done now. Like, he's going to have to rebuild at this point. I don't know who his publicist is, but like, his team is really going to have to, figure this out. And once it's shown that if he is innocent, it's still going to be another rebuilding session. So it's just the unfortunate nature of the media landscape at this point. And kind of, you are, in theory, even though you're supposed to be innocent until proven guilty, people can still feel that you are guilty without knowing all the facts.
Just like with Donald Trump today.
But
anyhow,
we got facts on Donald Trump, so we can speak to that one.
Yeah.
So what do you think about the Jonathon Majors story? Leave us your feedback, questions, and comments. We will feature them on the show. Also, this story I worked on this week is in our city lifestyle section of the Michigan Chronicle. Detroit as told by Ellie, out this week. If you haven't checked it, check it out. The front cover actually speaks to her story. A lot of prominent women across the Metro Detroit area. So if you haven't picked up this week's paper, make sure that you do it. Also, a bad and bougie section featuring women who have
enjoying the luxuries of life.
Luxuries of life.
You know, I don't get to be featured in nothing. Like,
okay, we're gonna.
I'm just playing.
We're gonna put Anthony's all on the front cover.
Front cover, okay? Because Anthony's is a great representation of soft luxury life.
Whatever.
And I love that.
You know what?
I love that.
You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna audition you for the front cover. That's what we should do.
I don't need to audition her.
That's
She got my vote.
wild.
She got my vote.
Speaking of auditions,
I like what you just did there. Sorry.
Audition. So this thing with celebrities auditioning for jobs on social media. This latest story that we've been watching this week and has been trending over Coco Jones and the other artist,
Ari Lennox, Baby Tate,
yeah.
And I can't remember the last artist, but there's a plethora of people auditioning for this role, and it's a Princess Tiana.
Yeah.
And now I've never even seen the movie, so this supposed to be what, a part 2?
No, they're just gonna remake. They're making the live action.
Is it actually happening?
Well, and that was
like, did anyone ever announce that this?
So last year,
well, they're as celebrities, they probably get the little 411. That's why they
this is fair. So last year there was rumbles about it, and Disney actually shut it down, and they were like, "No, we're not doing a live action Princess and the Frog." So then earlier this year, these rumbles came. They did not shut it down this time, and the celebrities started auditioning. And so I think it may be happening. So we'll be getting the live action Princess and the Frog the same way we just got the live action. We're about to get we're about to get the live action.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what's interesting though? For us, it's a treat as fans because we just get to watch really like a BTS behind the scenes. These celebrities auditioning for these roles.
Yeah.
But it's also an interesting perspective that it almost cancels out the everyday person who may want to try to audition or the actor that or actor that people don't know about or have any name recognition. It almost cancels them out because these big high profile celebrities, the
reason I say
it also forces the hand of the producers or the director to like,
that's true. I mean,
do I have to choose you because now you built up this energy and profile towards now I gotta select you.
I was like, I would love for them to just pick a young lady that is a Creole woman or just someone from New Orleans that really has that foundation and that's an aspiring actress or just an aspiring singer that they can help teach to act or whatever. Because I feel like singing, you got to have that. I don't know. I think people can be trained as actors. I mean, you can be trained as singers too, but like acting is a carrier.
But then you also open yourself up to being judged on social media for this particular. So not only are you being judged by the executive producer or the director, but the very people who are your followers who are going to give you a yay or nay. And the first person I saw audition for this role was
Ari Lennox.
Yeah.
I really didn't think that. Do we have that video?
Let's check it out.
And I love
ain't got time for messing around. It isn't not my style. This old town can slow you down. People taking the easy way. I know exactly where I'm going.
Yeah.
Closer, every day. I'm almost there.
And that's what that's.
All right, so I'm gonna be Simon Cowell. I didn't really care. I am sorry,
it's
but
enough
I didn't
for
really
me,
get
dog.
to know for me.
Right, it's a no for me.
It's a no for me.
All right, Randy.
Randy.
I wasn't there for it.
As an Ari Lennox fan and knowing her potential, not just singing, performing too. I've seen her live. I've seen her in concert. I've seen her in her music videos.
That
She has
Cardi B.
way more rhythm than that. So
Yeah.
I feel there's a
It wasn't
nervousness
giving.
in the video.
It wasn't giving.
It
And
wasn't.
I love Ari.
And I love
I
Ari
actually would
Lennox,
still
too.
root for her. I want her to just do another audition.
She
Do
needs
we have
to.
Coco Jones? Do we have
Coco
Okay,
Jones is my vote.
Now,
Let's look at
Coco
that.
Jones, and we know her from the Bel Air series.
Right. I was like, wasn't she a Disney girl or
the
something?
Terrell
And
show.
the Terrell show,
Yeah.
her best friend. So let's take a look at Coco.
She's
Trials and tribulations, you down. People taking the easy way, but I know exactly where I'm going. I'm getting closer and closer every day. I was almost there. People down here think I'm crazy, but I don't care. Trials and tribulations.
All right now, Coco.
Yeah, now Coco killed it. And she already
I love
has
it.
the acting background.
She does.
She already has
Yeah.
the singing background. She looks like the character, the complexion, the build. She just fits the mold. And I really do feel like the studio's probably going to go with the bigger name because it is a bigger film and they usually
Yeah.
want to connect it to a name. And that's probably why
Wait,
they
so
won't.
who has the bigger name?
Ari Lennox or I would say Coco Jones right now only because she's on the Terrell show. She's on Bel Air. She just dropped the album. Ari Lennox is a huge artist. She's signed to Dreamville, for goodness sake.
Mhm.
And she's been around for a long time. I've known of her longer than Coco Jones, but I feel at this height of the careers, I feel like Coco Jones' career is catapulting a little further because she's
Yeah.
multifaceted. And that's what Ari Lennox is trying to do. And I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Like crossing over, I think it is time for her. She's been
Yeah.
she's been grinding for a long time, singing in her Wendy's hat in her
That's
car.
a Wendy's hat.
Yes, I've been
Exactly.
following her since like 2012. So
Oh.
we're rooting for her. It might not be this role, but
Yeah.
I'm happy that she had the strength to go out there and
I
audition.
want
We
her
love
to
you,
do
Ari
another
Lennox.
video.
Yeah.
I want her doing the whole thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
Let's
think
do
she got
another
a
one.
comment on social
Yeah.
media.
What they? Oh, that's a
Oh.
long one.
So they say, did we know Lauren Loft? I would love to see her as a Disney princess. She's in the movie with Chloe Bailey soon, and she's on Star Trek. I don't know of that.
Oh,
That's actually
She auditioned? Or they're just suggesting.
it may just be a suggestion.
Yeah.
But I don't know her.
I'm not
We're gonna have to
mad at
check that out. I know there's so many women that
Yeah.
will do
Yeah.
a great job
Really.
in this role, and I trust the studio to do the right
Yeah,
thing.
exactly. Like
Yeah.
this was just all for fun. I enjoyed hearing
Thanks.
everyone say
Yes.
that.
Tisha Shante for that
Yes.
comment on IG. So welcome to Finally Friday, y'all. If y'all want to leave your questions and comments on our topic, you can go right ahead. We'll feature them throughout the show. Also, speaking of music, let's talk about music in the church and the lives that those who sing, the lives that they live.
Mhm.
There's a brand new TV show, as a reality TV show on WeTV
Church
called
kids.
Grown and Gospel, and it features Detroit. It features Detroit artists and gospel artists, and really the
They're
kids.
like the
behind-
royalty.
They're like the preacher's kids. Yeah,
The kids of gospel
They're like the
royalty in Detroit.
Descendants,
literally.
but Detroit gospel
The
version.
Descendants.
The Detroit gospel version.
And so, the lives that they live is interesting. They give us a little bit of a backdoor into being the preacher's kids, and it almost brings up the question: do they live the lives that their parents project, or that their parents preach?
I mean,
2023.
I was about to say.
What's that supposed to mean?
It's supposed to mean that we are evolving and we are not like attaching ourselves to these unrealistic standards and living our lives on our accord. We can still love God. We can still sing gospel and still live the lives that we want. As long as we're not hurting anybody.
Let's come back to that. Let's take a
Oh,
preview.
Sorry.
The people in the shots again.
When it comes to the music scene in Detroit,
Detroit gospel scene, it's just like we're known for gospel music. Detroit is just that place.
Growing up in the industry, growing up to sharing our parents with y'all.
I am daughter of Fred Hammond. I was literally born into gospel music.
well, I'm not a gospel singer. Preacher's kid, PK.
We all grew up in the same church.
This generation of gospel is different because we're more free to just be ourselves.
I called Mario Wyman.
If Mario is overseeing the project, I'm not working on it.
We are the children of legends.
My mom secretly wished that I followed in her footsteps.
And now, as the next generation, we are carving our own path.
I'm trying to figure out how to get off a blow-up mattress.
When I was young, I was very rebellious.
Singing in strip clubs. I'm still showing up at church on Sundays.
You think Jesus got horny?
Because I done already got paid to shake it.
I know the church people gonna run me against the coals on this one.
I apologize for having an affair. I want to dig into where I am. I want this to translate through my music.
Maybe I just don't have what it takes.
I gotta deliver.
We need some help. Let them breathe.
Grown in Gospel. All new series premieres Thursday, March 16th.
So, Grown in Gospel is already out, y'all.
Ooh.
People falling out.
This is not very dramatic. So we got one F.
I was only in one
There's
episode.
a couple episodes in. But what do you think about shows like this that highlight the lives of preachers' kids and the lives they live outside of the church?
Now, didn't they have one before, like a few years ago?
It was called Preachers of Detroit. I
Yes,
used to love that show.
It didn't last long though.
One season. I used to love that show.
That's because a lot of people rose hell about it. They were upset about
I
it.
love it.
And that's why I said it's 2023. Like,
yeah, I mean, I think it's
Let's be
interesting.
realistic.
For me, I didn't really. I know some of who they are, but I really didn't know. So I think it was more interesting connecting them to their parents. Those
Fred
are who we
Hammond,
grew up
yes.
listening to. Yeah, it's like,
Yes.
oh wow,
Yeah.
who their kids are, and like seeing what they've navigated into. Some of them, I think one of the young ladies, she's actually like the road manager, the daughter of Miss Dorinda Clark.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
Her daughter is like
Yeah.
the manager of all of the Clark sisters now.
yeah,
Yeah.
Super cool.
yeah. I think it's interesting too.
But what's interesting here to me, the lot of the topic about the Black church and the image, and you get stories about people who walked away from the church because it was almost as do as I say, not do as I do. And so when you would think sometimes the kids who are, well, the children of the preachers, you would think that they will live the life as close to the lives of the parents who are preaching this whole message of faith.
It's
lot of
a lot
pressure
of
to do
pressure.
that.
Unrealistic standards
So
in
you think
some
it's
cases.
unrealistic?
I think some of those standards are unrealistic. I grew up in the church, and
Me too.
but
Same.
I was thankful enough to have an opportunity to separate. You know, my grandmother gave me that. Yes, I did have to go to Bible study. Yes, I had to be
Bible
on the
school.
dance team. Yes, I had to be in the choir, but I could still go home
Bible
and listen
study.
to Usher
All
and
that.
listen to Little Bob. So
All that.
it wasn't so restricted.
It was a balance.
It wasn't so suffocating.
Yeah.
And I can appreciate this show because it is a breath of fresh air to see that you can live. You can live. I don't want to even say both lives, but you can live it simultaneously together and still.
You can be human.
Yes, you can be human.
You know.
Yeah.
You can be human.
What's the song?
It does humanize the situation.
What's that song? We fall down.
All right.
But we
Get up. Oh yeah.
Oh, what is it for?
It's just a sinner who fell down.
Down and got up. Sing it, yeah. All right.
The ad-lib.
That's what I'm here for.
So,
every week.
Every week for Andre.
Grown and Gospel is on air now. WeTV, check it out. I thought that was pretty interesting.
Yes.
So, leave us your comments, questions. Welcome to Finally Friday, y'all. I'm just having a good time with y'all and all that good stuff. What we got on social? Detroit Gospel Descendants.
That was great, actually.
Yeah, Detroit Gospel. That's what they are.
The
And we support.
So, let's get into the Detroit debate. And I think we're at a point in our lives where we can say, you know what? We understand what our parents and grandparents are telling us when they had these phrases and terms from back in the day.
Yeah.
Let's
Adulting.
Adulting for real. Let's put some of these
yeah.
terms up that we came across on social media this week. Number one, rip it and run it. Let me tell you, I feel like this one got
Every
every
day.
single day.
Every day.
Every day.
Every day, I'm ripped from my bed
Ripping
to run
and
through the streets
running.
and do a bunch of stuff outside.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I
And
gotta
then
read the tomorrow.
when you think you got everything planned, number two is
Always
always something. Like, please.
Always.
Like you thinking
It
you
never fails.
never fails.
Never fails.
You thinking you on the right track and you trying to get things planned. I was already a whole lot going on, and then just something just not even I'm playing just falls way left.
Hate it.
Which
And
goes
then-
into the next one.
If it ain't one thing,
it's another. And you have to say it like that. It's another.
It's another.
It's not another. It's another.
Parents were right. Parents were right.
They knew what was going
on. They did their big one with that one. As the kids say. They was telling the truth.
Those terms won't ever, they'll always have a life.
They will.
Oh, they will.
They will.
Like, for real, for real.
Yeah.
I thought that was funny.
I said to my son the other day, I wasn't one of his little friends. I said, oh my gosh.
Oh,
I ain't one of the little friends.
Full circle. Full circle.
They should have added that one to the list.
I
guess that's the parental one, not just adults.
Yes.
That's if you're an adult and a parent.
Yeah.
Right.
But you know, I've said that to other adults. I'm not one of your little friends. Sorry.
So, another short debate. What's scarier? Okay. And look, the east side of me all day. So, McDonald's on Joy Road. Or, yeah, I guess you have to be particular.
You got to say Joy Road and Southfield.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, West Side. Now
the murder Mac.
Not that we
murder
have.
Mac.
Now we have the picture pulled up.
It's
a McDonald's. You know what? Can we
yeah.
pull that picture back up again? Because I didn't know this was a McDonald's connected to a gas station.
Yes, that's why.
What?
I have always been told never to go there.
And I'm gonna tell you, when you go through the drive-through, it's so narrow over there. Like you're in it. You're in it. Once
you can't even leave.
You in it.
I think it has one of those like things like you can't even hop over.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever been to this one.
You gotta go.
Wow. That is.
I drive fast.
You drive fast.
I was told early.
So which one is dangerous? McDonald's and Joy Road and Southfield, you said, or Mac and Beeway, East Side?
I never went to the East Side like that, so.
Let me tell you, it's not so bad.
Look, like when I was young, I was told the East Side was the dark side, and I never went to the East Side.
Let me tell you, anytime, I guess, I would say this, I'm fascinated by this idea, and I'm sorry, as it is shorter, but East Side all day. I'm fascinated by this McDonald's and this, by this gas station. Because I guess it's true.
So this is
they
a
say,
full McDonald's.
I guess it's true when they say a one-stop shop.
You can go. Yes, I've gotten gas. Obviously, this was a long time ago. I'm like 19, 20. I've gotten gas and gotten me some McDonald's.
I don't like that because you got the gas smell and the hot fries all together.
No, it's gas and the hot fries.
Like, at least on the East Side, we try to, what's that?
Murder Mac, see?
Murder.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
See? Same. Never go there.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I'm gonna stick to the lakes and the oceans that I'm used to, like TLC told me to do. And I would say Mac and Beewood because at least I know the grounds of the Joy Road.
I'm glad you brought up a girl group that's not a controversy this week, but anyway.
Spicy.
That's a whole other thing.
That's a whole other thing. We gotta have a whole other episode
on that. Okay.
Whole other episode talking about this sibling rivalry.
Oh, somebody already talking about the hair part too.
You think we can pull up the comments?
Our next flow because we didn't get to get into it yet.
Yeah. It's a whole thing. So I would say, as being a representative of the East Side, I would say this whole idea. At least we get to cater you with some McDonald's on one side of the street, and then you can go to the gas station on the other side of the street. But this whole together thing.
You gotta do it at the same
time.
We're
innovative. We're innovative. We're not.
Let's hit the next one. So, relationships, we love talking about them.
Y'all do. I'm kidding.
Oh, okay.
Correction, Andre does. Andre does.
Exactly, Andre does.
So, this topic came up this week because it was flashed on social media about women needing to share, or should they share, with their significant other when they are undergoing a drastic hair change. Now, perhaps a guy or a woman met their significant other one particular way, and then the woman decides without consulting or telling their significant other, like, look, I'm about to undergo a hair change, and then they just all of a sudden perhaps cut off the hair. Is this alarming to that significant other if you're in a relationship where your mate doesn't even tell you? They just completely changes and updo their hair. You're like almost a whole other person. It's just like, you couldn't tell me that. Or should a woman be compelled to even say anything at all? Just do what she wants to do.
I feel like you're good. It comes up. Well, you're married.
Yeah.
Why don't you go first? Yes.
I'll just say, as respect.
You come here with 5 different hairdos already.
Exactly.
And he's gonna accept all 5 of them.
All of them.
Because they're still me. But I do understand the respect part because it comes like, oh, okay, you've been thinking about this. and you didn't want to talk to me about it.
Yeah.
You know, it's not even a permission thing. It's more so your mate wants to feel like, or should be, your number one, you know, the person you talk to. So if you are thinking about things like this, and I would say I would bring it up to my husband, because if he cuts that beard, we need.
I saw a lady comment that.
So it's not so much. It's not permission, because if it's something I want to do and I talk to you about it, and you're like, I might still do it because it's what I want to do. But it's just.
But do you break up over it?
Do I break up over it? No, it's just something that's so.
Or should other people?
It's so superficial. It's so superficial.
It's grow back.
It'll grow back, and if they don't want it to grow back, you either get used to it, or if you don't like it that much, you do break up. I would rather someone break up with me.
That person wasn't for you anyway, probably.
Exactly.
But if you couldn't talk to me about it before you did it, then you probably wasn't for me either.
Yeah. Okay, wait until you 40. Okay, he know rules for real.
I'm just saying.
No, but I agree with that. I feel like
it would come up your hair before telling your significant other.
I would not be cutting my hair anyway. But to Lindsay's point, like I change my hair all the time. Like I will definitely have a different hairstyle next Friday. But I think that it is a part of conversation. Like it's like, oh, I think I want to try this. Or I think I want to put color in my hair. It's gonna come up in conversation because whoever this person is to me, I'm gonna be talking to them about all these things anyway. Yeah. So I think it would just be very surprising if I made such an abrupt choice and he just didn't know. Like you can't say you didn't know, because knowing me, I'm gonna bring it up. So I do think there's context there to maybe the post that we saw. Like maybe there could have been a little bit more information. Like the permission thing kind of, I think, what threw a lot of people off, where it's like, no, I'm gonna make you aware, but like it makes it weird when it's like, no, you can't cut your hair.
And that's a bit more extreme when you're living in a relationship and one says you can't do this, do that when it comes to your own hair.
I think that's what it was. Oh wait, what is this?
All right, with the comments going up on the screen. The Real Glam Lifestyle Boutique. All right, he says, I know a couple where the wife cut the husband's hair. Love the love so much, bittersweet.
Oh, okay. I love that. Again, team effort.
I'm so confused.
But every relationship is every relationship. We always come back to this, that it depends on it's up to your own relationship.
Yeah,
at the end of the day.
And when my husband met me, he already knew when we were dating. Like I was switching it up then. So you already, like when I met him, I had a dark black bob, and like within that first month, I had a blonde bob, and he was just like. I have a real image of like 9 different hairstyles when I sent to a guy back when I was talking to this guy, and like it literally had me in 9 different hairstyles, and those were literally the hairstyles I had in 9 years. Those are all my personalities, all 17 of them.
Better switch it up.
But I feel like you're aware. Like a guy really like can't be like, oh, I didn't know you were gonna get braids or cut your hair. Cut it. Like it's gonna come up.
Yes.
Leave us your questions and comments here on Finally Friday. We want to hear from you. I am so, and it goes, Anthony's looking out the window again.
Look, I'm just trying to be protective of us, okay?
Look,
I don't want no
it's
problem.
The Detroit head swivel.
It's our fans who are coming to enjoy the show. They're loving us.
How many personalities? 17.
That's 17.
I don't know. I added a couple when I dyed my hair, because then each style with my hair in a different color.
Yeah.
That's a whole.
Yeah.
I love to see it. You know, I'm gonna have a hairstyle too. I'm gonna be growing back some.
I like that. That's what we talking about. When you gonna start that?
Thanks for talking to us about it first.
Yeah.
I want to make sure.
Relationship.
I may not share my password, but
oh my god,
I'll share with y'all about
guys,
my
he
hair.
ended up sharing the password. We'll talk about that another time, though. But he did end up sharing the password.
The holiday is next week. We got a Detroit holiday next week. Tigers opening day.
Yeah.
It's gonna be live. It's gonna be real live. You know, as the summer, gets underway. Actually, the spring gets underway. Downtown behind us is gonna be lit. So we are here for it, and we thank you for being here with us this week. As always, if it is Friday, it is finally Friday. Anthony Strickland, Lindsay, Mike, everybody. Appreciate you for joining us. Until next time, we'll see you next week.
See ya.